Well, Captain, I suppose you're about to make your grand plan of escape.
You must think you're pretty clever, Trelane, with your replica of the First World War.
Why, thank you, Captain.
I wasn't complimenting you, Trelane. I've never seen such a piece of nonsense in my life.
Nonsense!
You know, I suppose that's why your parents haven't come for you. They're ashamed to call you their son.
No, they're not. My parents love me. I'm the great Trelane, the Baron of Gothas. Of course they love me.
All parents love their children, Trelane. But when their children are bad, time and time again, they may not want you to be with them.
You're lying. You take that back or I'll...
How do your parents feel about you? You know they don't like you playing like this. Do you want them to be ashamed of you?
The great Red Baron of Gothas
is a lonely little boy with no one to play with. That's why you won't kill us, Trelane. Who else do you have to play with?
I've got lots of things. I don't need you.
Show us, Trelane. Prove it, Trelane. I don't believe you.
All right, I will. I don't need you. You weren't that much fun anyway.
Captain's log. Missing starships have been restored to normal size and are about to return to their assigned missions. A lonely little boy. That was Trelane's vulnerability, loneliness. He was more human than he realized. Human emotions are powerful things.
I have never disputed their power, Captain. Only that logic dictates that they should not be permitted to interfere in rational judgments.
Well, now that we've taken care of business, you call that war? That sanitized, melodramatic drivel? Look into the memory banks of the Enterprise. Try to recreate what the First World War was really like. Not a liar, just misinformed. Use the memory banks of the Enterprise, Trelane. Recreate what's in there. War at its most realistic and terrifying. That's right, Trelane. Nonsense. I suppose I should have expected your historical abilities to be as laughable as anything else you've ever attempted. Not a liar, just misinformed. Use the memory banks of the Enterprise, Trelane. Recreate what's in there. War at its most realistic and terrifying. If World War I had been the way you depicted, human history would have been a lot less bloody.
Are you calling the Baron of Gothas a liar?
Not a liar, just misinformed. Use the memory banks of the Enterprise, Trelane. Recreate what's in there. War at its most realistic and terrifying. Not a liar, just misinformed. Use the memory banks of the Enterprise, Trelane. Recreate what's in there. War at its most realistic and terrifying. Why should I have to make a grand plan to escape from a loser like you?
What?
You're a loser, Trelane. You're an incompetent, self-centered fool who has never succeeded in anything in his life and whines about other people cheating when he fails.
Guard your tongue, Captain.
From what? From your deranged tantrums? Are you going to break down and cry because Captain Kirk insulted you? Or are you going to throw a fit and hurl him into oblivion?
That does it.
Enterprise to Kirk. We've made contact with the second life form.
Trelane, can I never turn my back for 1 nanosecond? You know your parents didn't want you running off with any more planets.
But we haven't finished playing yet. We haven't. Things were just getting good.
Getting good? Look at the mess you've made. You know these primitive vessels aren't supposed to be shrunk like this.
But that's my collection. You can't take them away. You can't.
Captain, I'm sorry about this. Trelane's been warned before. I guess we'll have to put him in a place where he can't get to this dimension.
That would be appreciated.
Your ships will be restored to normal. I'm sorry about this, Captain. You can't guess how much trouble he is.
Actually, I think I can. You heard me. I called you a loser. I thought you were all-powerful. Can't you hear what I'm saying when I call you a loser?
Guard your tongue, Captain.
From what? From your deranged tantrums? Are you going to break down and cry because Captain Kirk insulted you? Or are you going to throw a fit and hurl him into oblivion?
That does it.
Get lost, Trelane. I don't speak to losers like you.
What?
Shut up, Trelane. I'm trying to have a reasoned conversation with adults. Children should be seen, not heard.
That does it, Kirk. I shall have my revenge.
Enterprise to Kirk.
don't have to do anything. Eventually, your parents are going to find you and discipline you again.
Fortunately, Kirk, my parents are otherwise occupied. They won't interrupt me when I'm winning.
But you have to compete first before you can win. Send the others away safely, and I'll give you a chance at revenge.
Very well, Captain. Now, Captain, I'll make you wish you'd never been born.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
Careful, Captain. I've studied your species' most adept torturers, from the master assassins of the Orient to the Spanish Inquisition.
Being with you is bad enough.
I'll generate pain in every neuron of your primitive body.
Don't lose control, Trelane.
Don't tell me what to do. I am Trelane, the Baron of Gothis. I am superior.
Superior, don't make me laugh.
That's it, Captain. You're dead, dead, dead.
Enterprise.
Baron, even in those days, titles had to be earned.
That's it, Captain. You're dead, dead, dead.
Enterprise to Kirk.
You're obvious, Trelane. If we stayed with you, we'd die of boredom.
That's it, Captain. You're dead, dead, dead.
Enterprise to...
Don't use too much of your power and concentration on me, Trelane. You don't use a bazooka to destroy an anthill.
I'll use as much power as I want. Maybe if I blew up this planet.
You do that to kill me?
And worse, I'll drop a comet on you. No, 2 comets at the same time. Not a comet, a whole moon. Or maybe smash 2 planets together.
You don't have the power to do that, Trelane.
Yes, I do. All I need to do is this.
Enterprise to Kirk.
No, you won't, Trelane, because I'm not playing with you anymore.
What do you mean you're not playing with me? You've got to play with me. You're James Kirk, and I'm your arch enemy.
You're a joke, Trelane. A lonely little boy who had to terrorize innocent people because no one will play with them.
That's not true. I've got lots of friends. Millions and millions of friends.
Then why aren't you playing with them, Trelane? Because they laugh at you, call you names? Trelane? Trelane? He's such a pain?
Stop that! Stop that or I'll destroy you!
Trelane is a pain. Trelane has no brain. Trelane is insane.
All right, you asked for it.
Enterprise to Kirk.
That's odd. I was sure I detected other power sources converging towards us when I was on the Enterprise.
No, you didn't. It's nowhere near me. But there's no harm in making sure we aren't seen.
Trelane!
Oh, no, she saw me. Kirk, you tricked me. That's not fair. It's not fair.
You weren't winning, Trelane. You never were. You had tremendous powers, you had a weapon, and I didn't. And you still fell on your face.
But I was having a bad day. Today I'm really going to have fun. The great Baron of Gothis destroys his arch enemy.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
Captain, do give me some credit. Your charming toy is not quite appropriate to the period. My dear Captain Kirk, are you always calling your ship? Have you no sense of privacy? Ah, yes, the greatest weapons of humanity evolved from such humble beginnings. Ah, good. Let us drink a toast, Captain Kirk, to good enemies and the glory of battle.
I'll pass, Trelane.
Do you wish to hang, Captain? You have only to ask. I assure you, Captain, those crude but delightful implements of destruction will not have any effect on my person. Captain Kirk, I hope you had a good reason for dragging me out in the mud in the middle of the rain.
Look around you, Trelane. Is this glory? Is this valor? Smell the stench of death. While knights fought in the sky, millions died in the mud. diseased, starving, mutilated. Is this the sort of game you want to play, Trelane?
But these people lost, Kirk. Shame and suffering is supposed to befall the losers in war.
These were the winners, Trelane.
Oh, yes! Gloriously sacrificing their lives for king and country.
We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, loved, and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders Field. There was no glorious cause. No glory in dying, in wasting your life without reason. These men knew pain, they knew anguish, but if you could feel what they felt, you would find very little excitement about war, or duty, or honor. You would not wish to experience the emotions they felt, Trelane. What you want to feel, Trelane, is a romance, a fiction, a lie crafted by humanity for generations to cover up the pain. We've learned to live without that lie, learned that our lives are better without it. I hope one day you learn it too.
Are you finished?
Not until I've taught you some sense or until I'm dead.
You're no fun anymore, Kirk. No fun at all. You're preachy just like them. Anything I'm interested in is always wrong.
Release my ship.
Why should I? I was winning. I really was. I won that ship fair and square. It's mine now. My ship. Mine, mine, mine.
Trelane, if I admit that I cheated on our last encounter, can I have my ship back?
Admit that you cheated? That you were a scoundrel who was a disgrace to your uniform? A complete washout as captain? Not fit to lick the boots of the great Trelane, Baron of Gothos?
Yes, I admit all that. Now release my ship.
Oh, but I was having so much fun with it. Oh, I had such a wonderful time defeating your great air fleet.
Look at the calendar in Gothos. The war is nearly over. Wars do end, Trelane. It's time to put the triplanes away.
I suppose so, Captain. Well, I'll have to release you and my prisoners of war. We will meet again, Captain, in the next war.
As if I didn't have enough to look forward to. No, Trelane, it's my ship. I'm the commanding officer. There's nothing you can do to change that. But they won't obey you, Trelane. Not of their free will. There's only one person they'll take orders from, and that's me. No one is going to listen to you, Trelane.
This is tedious, Captain. Have your ship back. I can't take any more of your preaching.
Trelane, you don't go around hurting people and expect them to treat it as though they're having fun. The first thing a life form learns is to avoid pain.
Then how do you explain this delightful scene around us?
Some politicians decided that the only way to avoid getting hurt was to send other people out to get hurt. We've tried to outgrow that. Not always successfully, as Mr. Ellis might tell you, but we try.
Captain, yours is a most confusing species. Perhaps I should spend some time thinking about it before I talk with you again.
You're inhuman, Trelane. You play games with people and ignore their suffering, just like the people who sent these men to die. You should have been a politician.
I'm not a politician. I'm a general. I'm a baron. The great Trelane, the humble Baron of Gothos.
Does it look like these men had fun, Trelane? Look at their faces. You've known pain. You've known grief. I've seen it. Don't you have any grief or feeling for them?
You're no fun anymore, Kirk. No fun at all. You're preachy just like them. Anything I'm interested in is always wrong.
Release my ship. If you have any real courage, Trelane, if you want to experience real warfare, put yourself in their place. No powers, no titles. Experience the glory of war firsthand, like these men did.
But aren't you inferiors supposed to die like that? Aren't you supposed to throw your lives away in futile wars? Or die as meaningless non-entities? Dying a useless death without glory?
No one is useless, Trelane, and no one wants to throw away their life in a futile war. We've changed, Trelane. We've grown up. It's time you did too.
You're no fun anymore, Kirk. No fun at all. You're preachy just like them. Anything I'm interested in is always wrong.
Release my ship. For once in your life, Trelane, shut up and look around you.
Yes. But what do you want me to notice? Your species destroying itself? That's what makes you so fascinating.
Fascinating? The fact that my ancestors were stupid and threw their lives away?
What passions drove them to this? What great emotions in the human spirit would make this possible?
These people sought glory. Before the war started, these boys and their parents were chanting, in the streets, we want war. Beware of what you wish for, you may get it.
I suppose there is a point to this.
Is this what you want to revere, this pain, this suffering? Is this glory?
You're no fun anymore, Kirk. No fun at all. You're preachy just like them. Anything I'm interested in is always wrong.
Release my ship. Look around, Trelane. Take in the ambience, the romance of this place. Look at the proud soldiers celebrating the glories of war.
Yes. But what do you want me to notice? Your species destroying itself? That's what makes you so fascinating.
Fascinating? The fact that my ancestors were stupid and threw their lives away?
What passions drove them to this? What great emotions in the human spirit would make this possible?
These people sought glory. Before the war started, these boys and their parents were chanting, in the streets, we want war. Beware of what you wish for, you may get it.
I suppose there is a point to this.
Is this what you want to revere, this pain, this suffering? Is this glory?
You're no fun anymore, Kirk. No fun at all. You're preachy just like them. Anything I'm interested in is always wrong.
Release my ship. Trelane, you're not experiencing the pain that people felt. You're supposed to sympathize with them.
But I'm a superior life form. I don't have to sympathize with them.
Really? I thought the reason you kidnapped us was so that you could experience human emotions, so we could drive you to feel rage and hatred and the emotions of war.
That is enough. Your preaching is not welcome. I am Trelane, the Baron of Gothas. The war is over, Captain. You can take your ships and leave. The Baron of Gothas doesn't need you anymore.